Today we will discuss about the international market entry strategies. In building a marketing strategy, time is a crucial factor. The building of an intelligent system and creating an image through promotion takes time, effort, and money. Brand names do not appear overnight. Large investments in promotion companies are needed. Transaction costs are also a critical factor in building up a market entry strategy and can become a high barrier to international trade. Costs include search and bargaining costs, physical distance, language barriers, logistic costs, and risk limits, and the direct monitor of trade partners. Enforcement of contracts may be costly, and weak legal integration between the countries make things difficult. These are certain factors important when considering a market entry strategy. In fact, these factors may be so costly and risky that the government rather than private individuals often get involved in commodity system. This can be seen in the case of Citrus Marketing Board of Israel. With a monopoly export marketing board, the entire system can behave like a single firm, regulating the mix and quality of products going to different markets and negotiating with transporters and buyers. While these boards can experience economies of scale and absorb many of the risks listed above, they can be shield producers from information about and from buyers. They can also become a fiefdoms of vested interests and become political in nature. They then result in giving reduced production incentives and cease to be demand or market oriented, which is detrimental to producers. International marketing entry evaluation. The international marketing entry is having 5 stages. For the purpose is to gauge which international market or markets offer the best opportunities for the products or services to succeed. The 5 steps are country identification, preliminary screening, depth screening, final selection, and direct experience. First of all, country identification. You can choose any country to go into. So, you conduct country orientation. That means you undertake a general overview of potential new markets. So there might be a simple match. For instance, 2 countries might share a similar heritage like United Kingdom and Australia, a similar language, United States and Australia, even a similar culture or political ideology or religion like China and Cuba. Often, selection at this stage is more straightforward. For instance, a country is nearby, Canada and US. Alternatively, your export market is in the same trading zone, the European Union. Again, at this point, it is very early days and potential export markets could be included or discarded for any number of reasons. Secondly, we have to conduct preliminary screen. One takes more serious look at those countries remaining after undergoing preliminary screening. You can begin to score, weight, rank nations based on macroeconomic factors such as currency stability, exchange rates, level of domestic consumption, and so on. Now, you have to basis to start calculating the nature of market entry costs. Some countries like China require some fraction of company entering the market is owned domestically. This would need to be taken into account. So there are some nations that are experiencing political instability, and any country entering such market would need to be rewarded for such risk that they would take. At this point, the marketing manager could decide upon shorter list of countries that he or she would wish to enter. Now in-depth screening means the countries that make it to stage 3 would be considered feasible for market entry. It is vital that a detailed information on the target market is obtained so that marketing decision making can be accurate. Now, one can deal with not only microeconomic factors but also local conditions such as market research relating to marketing mix. What prices can be charged in the nation? How does one distribute the product or service such as ours in the nation? How should we communicate with them, with the target customers in that nation? How our product or service need to be adopted for that nation? All this information will be the basis of segmentation, targeting, positioning. One could also take into account the value of the nation's market, any tariff or quota or operation, and similar opportunities or threats to new entrants. Final selection. Now, a final short list of potential nations is decided upon. Managers would reflect upon strategic goals, which look into a match in the nations at hand. The company could look at close competitors or similar domestic companies that have already entered the markets to get firmer costs in relation to market entry. Managers could also look at the nations that it has entered to see if there is any similarities or learning that can be used to assist with decision making in that instance. Final scoring, ranking, weighing can be undertaken based upon more focused criteria. After this exercise, the marketing manager should probably try to visit the final handful of nations remaining on the shortlisted. Direct experience means personal experience. A marketing manager or his representative should travel to a particular nation to experience first-hand the national culture on business practices. On the first impression basis, at least one can ascertain in what ways the nation is similar or dissimilar to your own domestic market or others in which your company already trades. Now, you will need to be careful in respect of self-referencing. Remember, your experience to data is based upon your life mainly in your own nation, and your expectations will be based upon what you already know. Try to be flexible and experimental in new nations and don't be judgmental. It is about what is best for our company. So, happy hunting. Thank you.